I'm Taryn Mitchell. While the recall election is very fastly approaching, and some Republican candidates for governor gathered on Window by the Bay to debate why they should be the next governor. Our very own Stephanie Aceves got a one-on-one interview with one of those candidates. Good evening, Stephanie.
My interview with Chauncey Slim Killens focused on a number of different issues, including homelessness, agriculture, and how he would combat wildfires if he were elected governor. Over 40 candidates in California are in the running to become the next governor. KION had the opportunity to speak one of them, Chauncey Slim Killens, a retired correctional officer who describes himself as a people's governor.
Lately, as I've seen the state and the country move so far off the wall, I said I have a responsibility as an adult to at least attempt to try to stand up and fight for the rights of the citizens.
Currently, much of the western half of the nation is experiencing drought, which is affecting water supply and could affect ag industries here on the Central Coast. But Killens says there's a solution to this problem.
We can build silos to collect rainwater. We can create aqueducts. I think we have over 100 dams throughout California. Why can't we tap into that with the technology we have and build underground or on the surface aqueducts or pipelines, so that will provide jobs for people.
Killens described his platform at a debate in Monterey Sunday alongside Republican candidates Diego Martinez and Daniel McCurry. All three disagree with the way the state has been run by Newsom, disagreeing with mask and vaccine mandates.
All of those regulations and mandates are going to go away by first and foremost by firing our health director, the California Health Department director.
We all stand for the same thing. We're all pro-life, pro-business, education.
The deadline to vote in person or send in your mail-in ballot is September 14th. In Monterey, Stephanie Aceves, KION News Channel 546.
Well, President Joe Biden was at Dover Air Force Base this morning. That was to meet with the families of the 13 U.S. troops killed in the suicide attack near the Kabul airport earlier this week. First Lady Jill Biden joined the president at the Dover Air Force Base to grieve with loved ones as the dignified transfer of remains unfolded, a military ritual for those killed in foreign combat. The ages of the individuals who passed ranged from 20 to 31 and hail from all over the country. Well, several of the Marines killed in the attack were from California. One of them was a 23-year-old Roosevelt resident, Nicole Gee. One of Gee's last social media posts was taken during her deployment in Afghanistan and showed the young woman holding a baby. She had captioned it, "I love my job." Three other Californians, 20-year-old Dylan Marola and 20-year-old Kareem Nakui and 22-year-old Hunter Lopez, are also among the dead. Well, meanwhile, the Pentagon has confirmed that the United States carried out a defensive airstrike in Kabul, targeting a suspected ISIS-K suicide bomber who posed an imminent threat to the airport. It is the second strike against ISIS-K since Thursday's deadly bombing. Well, we go around California now to where a young boy is recovering after being attacked by a juvenile mountain lion near Calabasas. Well, this boy was playing in his yard when the 65-pound cub pounced. It then dragged the child some 150 feet before his mother was able to scare it away. Mountain lions are generally elusive, but experts say you should never turn your back if you're confronted by one.
You try to make yourself look bigger than you are and give it space to move on.
Okay.
If that doesn't work and you're kind of in a standoff situation with this mountain lion, then that's the time to start throwing whatever you've got at it.
So scary. Well, the boy sustained wounds to his head, his neck, and upper torso during this attack, and he's now recovering in the hospital. The mountain lion was found and killed. And fires continue to burn around the state. Here's a look on your screen at the Chaparral fire, which started yesterday in San Diego County. The relatively small fire has burned over 1,000 acres, and at our last update is 10% contained. That is according to CAL FIRE. Well, the Caldor fire continues to be a priority, with one out-of-state crews coming to help battle that blaze. The fire started about 2 weeks ago in El Dorado County. CAL FIRE mentions it has since burned over 150,000 acres and is 19% contained. While the fire has not directly caused any deaths quite yet, one officer was involved in a fatal car crash. while he and his partner were responding to that fire. Meanwhile, the still active Dixie Fire burning in Northern California is 48% contained and remains the largest fire in the country. All right, everyone, let's check in on our weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca. Good evening, Dan.
Hey there, Taryn. The Dixie Fire and Caldor Fire still putting off big plumes today. We can see the big plumes of smoke. This is the Caldor Fire here. This is the Dixie Fire. It's the southern flank that's putting off a lot of smoke today. The northern flank in Lassen Volcanic National Park also smoldering. Multiple other fires in Northern California smoldering as well as a couple in the southern Sierra, the French and Walker's fires, which have smaller plumes off of them today. Back here on the coast, we were seeing a little bit of smoke, especially late Friday night into Saturday morning. That has cleared out quite a bit today, but we do have the low clouds in the forecast. They've returned flush with the coast right now, and the east side of the bay especially. We do have a little bit of clearing in Monterey, but the deeper marine layers allowed for some cooling for most areas after a warm start to the weekend. Temperatures about 6 degrees cooler than this time yesterday for most coastal cities, and right now we sit mainly in the 60s to around 70 degrees. Inland areas still piping hot though, with 90s in the Santa Clara Valley, and then in our southern valleys 90s to triple digits. More changes to those temperatures coming in the full forecast, which we'll mention in a bit.
Thank you so much, Dan. And now on to a traffic alert for you this evening. East Cliff Drive in Santa Cruz will be subject to some traffic delays and lane closures between 12 and 13 avenues that will begin tomorrow. The traffic controls will be in effect between the hours of 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. This will be Monday through Friday. The delays will let the Santa Cruz County Sanitation District make emergency sewer repairs. While the hope for a so-called return to normalcy from COVID-19 this fall and winter appears to be fading fast. Hospitalizations are up nationwide, especially in the South, where some places are facing a shortage of oxygen. The rate of COVID-19 related death rose in 42 states last week. That is according to Johns Hopkins University. And a projection from the University of Washington finds about 100,000 more people could die from the virus by December. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, states there are roughly 80 million people in the U.S. who are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine, but have yet to get it.
It's so important now in this crisis that we're in that people put aside any ideologic, political, or other differences and just get vaccinated.
Well, according to the CDC, all 50 states have a high COVID-19 transmission rate, and just about half of them have most of their population vaccinated. Meanwhile, Dr. Scott Gottlieb, the former commissioner of the FDA, states that Pfizer is expected to file vaccine data for 5 to 11-year-olds sometime next month. Well, turning to our Central Coast coronavirus coverage for you this evening, the state is reporting that about 49 people are hospitalized with the virus in Monterey County. That number there hasn't been that high since February. And the state is also reporting that 17 people are hospitalized with the virus up in Santa Cruz County, and that 8 are hospitalized in San Benito County. The mass vaccination clinic located at 250 Main Street over in Watsonville will temporarily close on Monday. The site is currently operated by OptumServe, and the closure will allow Santa Cruz County Public Health to take over. The clinic will reopen on Thursday, September 9th. The Watsonville Vaccination Center will remain open Thursday through Sunday in the meantime. Well, for people who live or who work for San Benito County will get $200 cash if they get vaccinated. The county's Board of Supervisors approved a $500,000 cash vaccine incentive program for residents and for people who are employed by the county. The money can then be claimed by anyone who gets fully vaccinated from August 10th onwards. Of San Benito who have been fully vaccinated on or after August 10th, 2021. Well, everyone, starting on Monday, cash vouchers will be available for pickup at the San Benito County Health and Human Services Agency. That will be Monday through Friday between the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. All you have to do is bring your ID, your vaccination card, and proof that you either live or you work in San Benito County. Well, everyone, hang tight. Still to come, Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca will have your full weather forecast as we head into our work week. Plus, Ida makes landfall in Louisiana, how residents are weathering that storm. And later on in our show, kids are heading back to school and why it could lead to an uptick in reports of child abuse. Our own Max Charlton has that answer for you.